get this show going, man.
Welcome to the Bleeding Burgundy podcast, a Washington Commanders podcast for fans by fans, with your hosts, Jessy Martin.
Because 90% of them are wrong. They're fucking wrong.
Max Taman.
You've got a plate of shit and you've got a bowl of shit. They're the same thing.
Scott Hartley.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
John Taman.
What the hell was I talking about?
I just don't get it. I don't get it.
And now, the world's worst podcast host, John Taman.
Hey everybody, I'm John Taman, known as Mr. Hat or whatever else you want to call him. And Max Taman is not here right now because he's fucking fired. He told me not to bet on the Raiders. And they just tied the game. No, I'm only kidding. I'm not sure where he is right now. I'm hoping he's okay. Hey man, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. And we'll get to that in a minute. But first, I want to say hello to my good friend Jesse's forehead over here, who always hides the rest of us. Say, oh, hey, look at you. How are you?
Yeah, good.
Yeah, you have a good holiday, man?
Yeah, sure.
Were you off today?
Yeah.
We got you, mate.
No, I was traveling.
You were a little
today.
bit robotic there, mate, but you're okay.
Yeah, I went up to D.C. early yesterday morning, and just got back about an hour ago.
What's up, Brian? D.C. never has had a parade for Thanksgiving. I'm kind of surprised by that. But yeah, who gives a fuck? Speaking of people who should have a parade in their honor, our good friend from Barrow and Furnace, UK, Scotty Hartley. So how are you today? Even though yesterday meant absolutely nothing to you, except that we left you behind and went and had dinner without you over here on the New World.
It's absolutely fine. I mean, you enjoy your 2 Christmas dinners. That's no problem by me.
I guess
it's what Americans do, mate. Bigger and better, isn't it? It's always the way. Nah, fair play. It's a time for celebrating and having family around. So I hope you had a good time.
Nothing
I did.
like
I stayed away from
celebrating slaughter
Yeah, well, slaughter
and conquering.
Yeah, well. Yeah,
do you not do that on the 4th?
Oh, I mean, that's
we do that too.
You want to talk about what holidays really are, man? There's a lot of them that are have a lot of origins.
All about this right here.
Oh, sometimes it's about compromise. Easter. They say it's what it is. I'm not going to say anything because you get all the Catholics mad at you. But God damn it, it's also it's the time of season of paganism where everything's fertile. What do you think rabbits are delivering eggs for? All right. Anyway. Let's see here. We are obviously in the general bullshit session of what we're talking about. Jessy, we didn't get to see you last week because you had some family things to take care of. And so, dude, you want to give us your rant that you've been holding on to about that Cowboys game?
Not really.
You can't just let it sit in there, man. It's like
it's like this. I've been saying for months now that I don't think this team is as good as the record was, and they've been proving it. I will go as far as to say is that we're going to miss the playoffs. And I will also go as far to say is I only see maybe one win left on this schedule.
Wow.
All right, well, that's throwing it out there. All right, well, I'll tell you what then. That brings right away us to the elephant in the room. All right, so the elephant in the room, I have 2 segments for it, but the first one is going to be kind of silly now because we're going to have to jump right over it to go to what Jessy did because he didn't read the outline again. But we'll talk about the logo and the name in a couple of minutes. But seriously, the elephant in the room is the season on the brink. Are we on the brink? I mean, obviously we are. But Max was going to tell us the playoff scenarios, and I haven't heard back.
I've got it here. So it's. I said I'll do the playoff ones. So yeah, okay. Looking at the playoff scenario at the minute, obviously, as it stands, number 1 seed is the Lions, who are first in the NFC North with an 11-1 record. Mm-hmm. The Eagles are second, obviously first in the NFC East, 9-2. Mm-hmm. The Seahawks are third with a 6-5. The NFC West is wild, and it is the Wild West. The Falcons, whichever way you want to call them, they're 6-5.
No, the Falcons.
NFC South, they're first, and then you have the 3 wild cards are taken by the Vikings at 9-2, Green Bay Packers at 6th seed at 9-3. Then it's us at 7-5 in the 7th seed. But when we look a little bit further back, you've got the Cardinals on 6-5. The Bucks are at 5-6. The Rams are at 5-6. And the 49ers are at 5-6. So every single team in the West is in play. They're all within a game of each other, which is
they all play
crazy.
each other as well too. I think at the
They
end
do.
of the season,
So
pretty much.
I kind of looked at some of the teams here. So Philly's running. They have they're at the Ravens. Then they have Carolina at home. Then they're at home to Pittsburgh, away to us, at home to Dallas, and at home to New York. So I can't see them losing very many off there. So I think we can all say categorically, I think the division is gone. The Bucks, they're probably one win away from getting into that playoff seed, even though they're ninth. They are at Carolina on Sunday. Then they have Las Vegas at home. Then LA Chargers away. Dallas away. Carolina at home. And then New Orleans at home to finish the season.
They could win all but one of them. I mean, one of them seems like a tough game to me, but they could win.
Yeah, that's the
I
I looked at that as the Chargers was probably the only one I thought they were there. Atlanta, they've got versus LA Chargers. Then they are at Minnesota, at Las Vegas. Then they are at home to the Giants, at Washington, and then they are at Carolina. So then you've also got Arizona. Who have got at Minnesota. Jesus Christ!
What the hell? Is your wife farting at you or something?
No, she's.
What's she
Stop!
doing? Oh, she's spraying him like the cat. You stop your podcasting! Psst, 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 psst. She's got him with a spray bottle.
Can you give me a minute?
This is how the Brits celebrate Thanksgiving. They spray each other with bottles. All right, so Jesse, you said we're not making the playoffs.
No, I don't think we are. I think the lack of talent on this team is evident. We're banged up.
Sorry, poor Scott.
I think we're banged up. I think we're just not there yet, and that's okay. It's not
Yeah.
the end of the world.
Right.
I just think the schedule lined up perfect for us in the first half of the season. Second half, not so much. I think our glaring holes are being exploited, and it's you can't expect Terry to do it all. You need somebody else.
Well, they gotta catch the goddamn ball, don't you think?
That's the thing too. It's like we don't have the talent on the team yet. And for some reason,
I'm sorry.
I
I'm going to
hear a
stop
lot
you
of
right there
people,
just for a second. At an NFL level, the bottom line talent for a wide receiver is to catch a ball that hits you in the goddamn face.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Come on.
You're 100% right there. Okay?
All right, go ahead. Sorry. I just had to put that out there.
For me, I know I hear a lot of people blaming inexplicably Cliff Kingsbury, which is just absolutely, I think, the wrong way to go.
Okay.
When you're actually looking at this team, what's wrong with this team? It's not Cliff. But one thing I can blame the offensive coaching staff for, or maybe some of it goes to Jaden, is not getting Luke McCaffrey involved more.
Yeah.
I think
But he's had a drop too.
the one person that I do see getting open, even more than Terry, okay? And if we're being real honest with ourselves, if you look at the film, Terry never been a separator. He doesn't really get separation all that much. He's the one that's doing it. So the question that I have is, why aren't we trying to feed McCaffrey a little bit more? Sure, he's had a drop or two.
But at the same time, Noah Brown has, and he's leading the team in targets.
Noah Brown has a million fucking drops.
Yeah, and he targets him all the time. I don't get how you get away from Jaden's trust. He must love that guy.
So, that's the questions that I have for Cliff Kingsbury. I don't have questions on scheme because I see the scheme. The scheme is there. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with the freaking the scheme. And to all those saying, well, you look at his record past every single season. Kime's done it. Kevin Shea has done it. You point to there's different reasons why, and it's not the offensive issues. It's injuries. It's defense that's problems. His time in Carolina, he had all of his three main players out at one time. When Ertz, the fucking little tiny quarterback. I can't think of his name right now. And Hopkins. Of course, if you have your three main playmakers go out for the season, of course you're going to fall off. I mean, let's be freaking honest, and let's stop blaming something just to blame something, and to realize that, hey, we just don't have enough talent yet.
All right, if we're just being honest, I've never had a gay experience, but there was a time when I watched Rocky
You're
Horror
not being
Picture
honest,
Show that
though,
I
John.
thought Tim Curry did look rather attractive. If we're being honest. Scott, you obviously have no idea what that movie is.
No.
All right, then. Thank you anyway. Look, I have this down next on our elephant in the room there, which is Cliff figured out, or is injury taking its toll? Because you were 100% right when we talked about this earlier in the season about the fact that, week 14 bye or 15 bye is absolutely, it's ridiculous. We have been unbelievably lucky when it comes to injuries in terms of how much the attrition takes its toll on a team. Offensive linemen going down. We're still using pretty much our same starting five from the beginning of the season. We've had some injuries here and there, but they've got to be getting beat up. You know, a 10-day layoff, and it didn't do them any good. They got beat to the punch against the Cowboys. But I just wonder how much they're just exhausted. All right, you see B-Rob, you're right. When you talk about his main weapons going out, when Robinson has issues like he's had, you can't trust him enough to be able to say, okay, we're going to run our regular offense, because he keeps coming out of the game because he keeps getting hit and keeps getting hurt. So I agree. I don't think it's that Cliff has been figured out. I think he's been kind of stuck behind the eight ball with some things. He could get a little more imaginative sometimes. Last week, we're going to run an Eckler up the middle. What are you doing? What he does, but they had to do something, right?
I want Scott G put a comment. There's still scheme adjustment that he needs to make.
Sure,
he has been making adjustments. You're not seeing
Scott.
them.
What he's saying is you're too stupid to see. He's just saying you're a pinhead.
Look,
and
earlier
you're
on
lucky not to just have
in
to
the
game,
they try to go long. They look for long. Jaden didn't go long because the long wasn't there. Then they had to go to the short game. Well, that's not fucking working. Then Brian Robinson gets out. Well, that's not fucking working. I got to change. You can only change so fucking much in one game when things aren't fucking working. I mean, that's it. And then we have Burrows. We do have the talent. You don't put that numbers without talent. Sorry, that's not necessarily true, man. We definitely do not have the talent on this team. We don't have one blue chip player on this team. Jaden might be a blue chip player on this team.
I think he's a blue chip player.
But again,
I'll put my
earlier
money on
in the
the fact he's a blue
season,
chipper.
okay, we played bad football teams. They were on our schedule. We played. I talked about this earlier. It's not about putting up the numbers. And you're seeing teams in NFL. Look at the Raiders right now. They're putting up numbers on the freaking Kansas City
They're winning
Chiefs.
right now, by the way.
It's at any given Sunday. But the fact of the matter is, we need another receiver besides Terry. We need Brian Robinson to stay healthy. Okay, and we need more offensive line talent because they're breaking down. We don't have the depth to overcome 15 fucking weeks straight, before a damn bye.
But the thing as well is you've got to think there is that I get the depth isn't there, but we do have to obviously have a bit of a reality check here and say to ourselves, not everything can be done in a season. The roster machinations is one of them things. We picked up Noah Brown late August, who was on another team, and you think, well, why was he available at that deadline? Now he's been good by all accounts from what we've seen so far, but he's dropping too many balls. Jaden over the last few weeks has not necessarily been the problem. Has he looked he's back to his normal self? No. It's coincidental.
It's coincidental
with his. Yeah, he has, but
he has not nearly been as on point with his throws.
No, he has not.
He's gotten better statistically during the game as it gets to the fourth quarter. He's really good in the fourth quarter.
At the same time, ever since the rib injury came, that coincided with the downward turn in this team.
Yeah.
Now, at the same time, you're right in what you're saying, John. People are playing through injuries constantly. The offensive line is going to change enormously because of injuries that we've got, like Wiley in protocol, Austin Eckler's out. We have right? Yeah, but Lucas has never played right tackle.
He's not playing right tackle for some dumb reason. They're still keeping him over on the left side, which doesn't make sense. You're going to put Trent Scott out there.
He's never played right tackle, Jesse.
Yes, he has.
I've seen. Yeah, he has. He's been our swing tackle.
Yeah, he has.
A few snaps here and there.
He was a starting right tackle in Chicago before he came here. He became a swing tackle. He most certainly has played right tackle, and he's played it well.
I'll tell you this. Scott, in all candor, I have no fucking idea what you're talking about. But if they do decide to move, to switch those tackles around, they've done some strange things with the line in the last couple of games where they've lined two tackles up on the same side. Fuck, yesterday the goddamn Lions tried to throw a goddamn pass with a tackle. Did you see that shit?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Penny Sewell.
I do agree with Scott's point there. He's saying Jesse's coming across as Cliff is zero to blame. I don't think you're saying that Cliff's not to blame. I just think his bag's got a little small or he's lost his bag.
Actually, that's exactly what I'm saying. I don't put any blame on Cliff.
No,
I don't put any blame on Cliff.
You got to work.
I mean, why? Like, seriously, think about. Okay, listen.
How many of these?
Does Cliff throw the ball?
No.
Does he catch the ball?
The ball hits Noah Brown in the hand.
Does he catch the ball? No. That's not. See, those aren't Cliff's fault. Does he block? That's not on Cliff. This is pure execution. Is what's going on with this team.
Fucking cution.
Does Cliff call constant run plays when up the middle?
Does he call?
Yeah, but you know what? That's where our strength of our offensive line is.
It hasn't been in the past month. That's been our weakness.
It hasn't been.
Correct.
But at the same time,
why
we haven't been able to get outside
either. Plays then?
Well, he hasn't got it. This is the thing.
Because you got to do something. You can't call the same outside zone play every fucking time, though,
right?
Man.
You got to keep the defense honest in some ways.
That.
And but the problem is, you can only work with the tools in your box. And if Eckler is the only running back you have, frankly. I like Christian. I mean, I like Gonzalez. I think he runs closer to the way B-Rob runs than anybody, and you should have kept him on the roster. Rodriguez. Excuse me, C-Rod. He runs closer to the way B-Rob runs than anybody. You should have kept him on the roster, I think, just in case of this. Because he is now. He is now.
Yeah,
I would have liked to have been able to have him available last week to be able to pound at the Cowboys a little bit more instead of trying to run Eckler up the middle 3 times.
He was available last week. He was on our practice squad.
But they didn't bring him up.
Exactly.
Point being.
So who's that? Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Because B-Rob was healthy. Supposedly healthy.
I think what B-Rob is right now is we're talking week 13 healthy with no bye, meaning everything fucking hurts. And granted, last week he got wrapped up on like play 2, was it, of the game? Play 1 or 2?
Yeah, it was 1 or 2, yeah.
Yeah, and then that looked really bad. I thought that was season ending when I was watching it. It looked like everything got taken apart there, and I was amazed that he came back in the game. But it's just compounding on top of these other things. Because when you say right now that his knee is healthy, he's ready to go, I tell you what.
Predictable play after. That's fucking bullshit. Jesus Christ.
Who are we arguing
This is fucking nonsense, man.
Who are we arguing with over here? You were arguing with Andy. Andy says, let's see what we got here from Andy. Andy says,
this is what fucking fans do. Blame the fucking play caller. Oh, it's never fucking players' faults. Fucking fucking wah. That's all we do. That's all we fucking do.
You don't
it's
put
fucking ridiculous, man.
Predictable play calling after play calling. Come on, man. This is crazy. Hey, did you guys discuss this on the bunker today?
What's that?
Did you guys discuss this on the bunker today? That was Andy.
It's Friday.
Oh, it's Friday. Okay, whatever.
But even so, it's I get where he's coming from. You know, there was predictable plays in that Cowboys game.
Really?
Absolutely. Okay.
I want recordings of, I know what this play is going to be. Come on now.
It wasn't necessarily predictable, but the Cowboys weren't worried about it. That's the thing. The Cowboys knew you have to run some plays up.
Because no team should be worried about this team right now.
Well,
we're not a good team right now because we're fucking
we're
we're not executing the way we were earlier this season because earlier this season, we were flying on all cylinders because everybody was healthy. It was new, exciting. But once this team went into that fucking slump after the goddamn, it kind of started with the Bears.
Yeah,
injuries.
They beat the Bears on a
shit
miracle.
Fucking piles up, and the talent isn't good enough. If they're not fucking healthy, they're not going to fucking play well.
All right. So here's what we're going to do. Let me go over here and, God damn it. Hey, StreamYard, folders, please help me get this shit straight so that I don't have to do this so fucking much before I find my video. We're going to go to another. We've got a few of them. All right, so this week again, everybody took the bait while I was chumming the water about the name and the logo.
Oh, yeah.
Let's only take about a minute on this. Show of hands. Who thinks that the name is coming back in any way, shape, or form?
No.
Nobody.
Look, the clip that's going around on Fox News, the one that everybody's is what Senator Maines or whatever is, or Daines
the
or something.
grandstander from Montana.
All right. Well, no one's showing the clip of 4 hours earlier that day of him actually saying, we've talked to Harris and them. They've told us that name and logo isn't coming back. He had an interview earlier that day stating the exact fucking opposites. I think we need to get the fucking foot out of our asshole, and people who really think the shit's coming back, just fucking get off the stupid
Get over
train.
it. Get the fuck over it.
I
You've
mean,
gotten over
this
fucking
is-
women that sucked your dick faster than this. Right? Scott, you
honestly,
did, right?
I think that the Jesus Christ, John.
It's so easy to get to flip these British guys upside down.
The logo could come back. I don't have a problem with the logo coming back.
It's not.
on a uniform, on a throwback. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
No.
It's not about having a problem with it. It's just the reality of the situation, man.
Right.
Shit's
Now,
not
see,
coming
the
back.
logo, I don't think... They could, if the name, the Redskins name logo.
That's gone.
Never. That's gone. But the logo itself, if they put it back on some throwback gear, like, honestly...
That could happen in like 10 years.
Maybe.
It won't happen
10
anytime
years.
soon.
Right now, the brand is hot. The Commander's brand is hot. They're
Is
winning
it?
where they were. Well, I mean, it's better than
No,
it has
what I
been.
mean
Something
is
a little
like-
bit new. We need something fresh.
Well, we
Yeah,
got a hot
the-
new quarterback, and he's
That's
got
the
a
and for 3 months in a row, that's the highest selling jersey in the UK is a Jaden Daniels jersey. So
There you
it's
go.
obviously it's doing something, but and I say it with a but, the logo is awful.
Big O'Hare.
The-
I love the
W
W.
is awful.
But
I think it's
we need
horrible.
something different. I like
it's
the W.
horrible.
I really do. I do.
On the helmet,
just-
honest to God, that the
We need
W
something.
could be good, but right now it just looks like a stencil. Put
I
like
like-
the
I
one
like it.
behind you. The one behind you's got a stroke all around it. And you could put some nifty stuff. There's work that they could do on that. Anyway, I think we're done with that part. Scott, you got anything
I think
to say
we
about
need
the logo
we
coming
need
back?
an emblem, like some like real emblem.
I like the other emblem. That's why us Brits probably wear the round emblem because it looks more like a football club from the soccer point of view.
Yeah, but you're not
that's
gonna
why
put
we
that on
that's
a
why we
helmet.
probably
Oh, you're
like
talking
that.
about the badge. You're talking about the badge.
the
You're
badge.
not gonna put that on a
Yeah,
helmet.
okay,
the
okay,
badge.
okay,
Yeah.
All right.
But
Yeah, no, I like that too. I like that too.
I just don't like the W. I don't know what it is. It just doesn't mean anything. There's nothing behind it. There's no meaning to that at all.
If it
I
had,
get
It
that,
just means
but it's
Washington.
just-
That's
yeah.
all.
yeah, and if they put the honest to God, if they put the stroke on it,
It looks
with
like
some
it's been
color in it,
designed by an 8-year-old. You know what I mean?
It probably was. It was
Oh, no, I don't know. I like the W. I just think I don't think that needs to be
the
our
helmet
main
logo looks like a fucking stencil. They spray painted it on there. It's like a Banksy, but a bad one. All right, so I'll tell you what. I'm going to go ahead and do this for everybody out there who's paying attention to this podcast right now. We're going to go ahead and give a dick of the week to every announcer and every fuckhead on television yesterday who talked about Cavante Turpin and his fucking return.
Yeah, that was fucking.
Yeah. So fuck off. All right, we're going to move on to Commander's
overkill.
Recon. Isn't that professional? I'm not the world's worst podcast host, but I'm maybe down close to the bottom. All right, speaking of the world's worst, Let's see here. Injury report. Scott, you got an injury report for us? What do we got going on?
I got it pulled up here.
You got it
pulled
pulled
up.
up.
Moment.
Nice one, Jesse.
I had it. I had the.
He's
okay.
such a Jesse.
All right. So for us, obviously Austin Eckler is out.
Dude should think about retiring after that. Honest to God. That was scary. I thought his neck was broken. He looked like he was dead when he hit the ground.
Nick Allegretti was a full participant in practice. Noah Brown did not participate in practice. Zach Ertz did not participate in practice.
What's the matter with Brown? His hands suck?
Participate in practice. Dante Fowler did not, or was limited in practice. Cleveland Farrell was also limited in practice. No, I was a full. Marshawn Lattimore is doubtful.
Yeah.
So I know those things were. Everybody got a little bit of hope, from him practicing this week. Brian Robinson is a go, and Andrew Wiley is out.
We are on ladder-less status. Andrew Wiley is out. All right,
Yeah,
so
he's
Lucas,
out. Yeah,
I didn't hear
I
his
think
name
on
at all.
I think on Wednesday's press conference with Quinn, they talked about that, and he said the two that would be out was Wiley and Eckler. And then obviously I haven't heard anything today. They just basically said, "Oh, it's going to be a game time decision for Lattimore." But
yeah, I mean the latest was John Kime put it out. I saw. The first time I got on Twitter was like an hour ago, all week.
all right.
But I did see Kime say that he was doubtful. On the other side, the Titans. Chibi Azua.
Yeah.
One of their
the tight end.
No, corner. One of their starting corners is out.
He got that was the guy Jacuzzi or whatever his name is. Jacuzzi hot tub. We picked him up off the.
No, that's no. That's a different guy. That's a different guy. That's not our same guy. I don't think.
Okay. I thought it was the one that we paid.
This is a woozy. I think he was a former Cowboy.
Okay.
Tajay Spears is probable, or not probable, but questionable. But it looks like he's going to come back. And Leroy Watson, tackle, is out. But they're pretty
starting tackle.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't think it matters. We've faced backups this year, and we haven't been able to take advantage of them.
Oh, you're right. And I mean, hopefully Fowler can come back. I know
he needs to get back on track.
He's our best pass rusher. We need him because of Will Levi.
Did you say Leroy? Did you say Leroy Watson? Is that who you said? Yeah, he's their second left tackle. So it's J.C. Latham is their starting left tackle.
Luke Gifford did not participate in practice. And that looks like it looks about it. I think they're pretty healthy.
I put Dante Fowler in our logo this week, so I'm hoping he's going to come back strong and we get to see the bob of that foot a few times. Hell yeah, Jeremy Chin, you too. Laser in on a goddamn pick. So, all right, Will Levis for sure. We'll give him up. All right, the weather. I mean, injuries. We sound. Honest to God, we're to the point now where I want to get through these next two games and get to the fucking bye week.
It's only this one, isn't it?
Oh, it's only this one. That's right. Our bye week's
this
next
one,
week.
and then we're bye weeks
week 14
after this game. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought there was another one in there, but that's what I want to do. I want to get through this game. We need to get a win. It's an absolute must-win. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, it's a must-win game.
This is beyond Code Red.
Okay.
This is Code Red. Beyond.
This is fucking Code goddamn Infrared.
Oh,
that's right.
Jessy.
Launch those fucking rockets.
That's that Brussels sprouts
that's
doing their thing.
That's right. And hey, man,
weather is going to be sunny and cold.
Yeah, we'll see if Jaden's cold or not. 45 degrees is a high, right?
No, it's not going to get. The high is like 36.
Oof. No shit. Winter's here.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. What about our refs? Who's our refs for the game?
I didn't get that far.
No, I didn't look that up.
Probably someone that's going to throw a lot of fucking flags.
It's Torbert. Torbert is the referee.
Oh, that's right. It is. It is. It's Torbert. Sometimes he can be flag happy. I don't know. I don't think he has any grievances against us, so I think that'll be all right. Torbert coming in there. All right, let's see here. The Titans scouting report. All right, they've got the 30th ranked pass offense. We've got to be able to stop this team in the air. Mm-hmm. Will Levis will give you anything, and we've got to be able to turn the ball over. We say that all the time. They
shoot themselves in the foot a lot.
They do.
And Will Levis has a mean moment pretty much every single game. But we have problems on capitalizing on these moments. We have to capitalize this time.
Yeah.
Every time we're given a gift, it's lately at least, we haven't been able to capitalize on it. And you have to do that with this team because this defense we're going up against is very fucking good.
They are. They're number one in the league, in fact. But here's the thing. Like last week, we let a clown named Cooper Rush get comfortable, and he dissected us. If you let Will Levis get comfortable and start picking us apart, he's got wide receivers that do put up numbers. What do we got here? We got Calvin Ridley, capable of very big games. This guy, Nick Westbrook, how do you say that? Akine. All right, this dude's got almost an 18 yards per catch average. Mm-hmm. So our secondary and our pass rush need to be on their toes. And if you let Will Levis get away with that shit, they've
do you know what? It's not actually Will Levis.
4 games.
It's not Will Levis I'm worried about. It's Tony Pollard.
Yeah.
The running game, we're going to give up the run again. That's what's going to happen. We're going to give up the run to save the pass.
As long as we don't break.
Mm.
So yeah, all right.
We know it does break. That's the point, isn't it?
It has been. All right, so here's the thing. They've given up 41 sacks. So I'm expecting that we see some hits on Will Levis. I'm expecting to see Dante Fowler getting himself back in shape there. They're a league worst.
Sheldon Day blow up the middle. He's been doing very well the past few weeks, at least since he's gotten some extended playing time. I need to see him put the center in Levis's lap multiple times.
Put it up his pelvis.
Yeah.
I mean, like right up in there. Look, and they give up an 11% sack per dropback rate. So if you take all their dropbacks, 11% of the time they take a sack. That's crazy. Number 1 in the league. I mean, number 32 in the league, I should say. They don't blitz a whole lot. Now here's their defense. The defense, which is where we're going to have problems. Their overall total yards, they're second. They're number 1 against the pass. They're 8th against the run. They only blitz 21% of the time. So they're getting home with 4.
Mean. You know what's really funny about the stats for the defense? They allow the most points, but the least amount of yards. And the reason why they allow the most points is because of the Tennessee offense. They're always giving the ball up in bad spots. I think their special teams isn't very good either. I think I heard on the radio today. But regardless.
They do give us some long returns. So that's a positive for us.
So, it's kind of I heard somebody today, I want to say it was either Kime or J.P. Finley said they've never seen such disparity on, you're the worst scoring defense, but you're the best yardage defense in the entire league.
True, but if you give up a touchdown that's, a 26-yard drive, you come out on top of one and really fucked on the second one. But all right, let's see here. What do we got?
Let's rewind just a little bit. Probably we're a little bit late to the discussion, but we talked about this. The logo's not coming back. It's a guy that's talking out of his ass, and it's just not.
Yeah, the logo itself might come back for some throwback gear. They will talk about that. But honestly, all of you people out there, I put up a GIF yesterday, and I said, hey, look, the logo's coming back with a guy throwing freaking bait into the water for all the fish jumping around. And I got told, you sound like you don't have very much football knowledge at all. Somebody doesn't understand fucking anything. But yeah, it seems like every 3 days it's something new about this logo. So hey, all of you people out there that are so sick of the swamp in D.C. and these politicians that do nothing but run their mouth, understand this all comes from one grandstanding fucking senator from goddamn Montana who is not going to get anything done. All he wants is his name in the paper, and you've given it to him.
Yeah.
So there you go.
That's all it is.
That's really all it is. He's fucking grandstanding like a motherfucker, and that's the way it is. However, we did make some progress, I think, on the RFK Stadium situation.
Yeah, we did.
Right? Yeah, and hopefully, we got that was a hurdle. Now it goes to the floor. Hopefully, they can get it done before they're going to have to stick it in with another bill. It can't be a standalone, and that's where it's a little bit nervous. It's about 50-50 on whether it's going to pass through. But hopefully it does. If not, I think it's dead. They could wait, but this team can't afford to wait another whole entire year without
an answer, at least, right?
Without making plans. They have to go now. I think it's either going to be RFK or they're going to rebuild Landover.
Sounds logical, because honestly, when you get to the RFK site, if you're talking about a modern stadium, not a 60,000 seat stadium like that one where it was built, way back when, you're going to need another bridge coming across that little piece of river there.
Well, you remember they said they're going to have a small. They're going to have a small stadium. It's probably going to be about 55,000, 60,000.
That I could get behind. That's the way it should be.
Yeah.
That was what it was when it was we were best.
Yeah.
Keep the Cowboys fans out of there, those bastards. All right, so let's see here. You know how I feel about it, Scott. Fuck those people. Let's see. We're gonna. All right, so give me a way that we can beat this team. Jesse, start us off. How are we going to beat this team?
Somehow we're going to need to try to develop some sort of passing game. I think short, quick passing. The corners are too good to. They're number one pass in defense in the entire league. Their front four is very good. I think we need to soften it up in the passing game so we can get to our running game later on. And it all depends on Brian Robinson. How healthy is he? Because we need him bad. We really, really fucking do.
All right. Well, here, let me throw this back out. All right. One more elephant in the room. How comfortable would you feel with a backfield of Nichols and Rodriguez? Scott?
Not comfortable at all.
No?
No. Sorry, Scott. Go ahead.
That's all right. Go ahead.
No, I'm not. I'm not comfortable with it. You're going to have 3 running backs, so don't be surprised if Wiley gets called up from the practice squad as well.
That'd be interesting.
You normally go in with 3. Last week it was McNichol, Robinson, and Eckler. Now we've got we have 2 fit running backs at the moment, and that's it.
Right.
And it's like, they don't fill me full of confidence. I do agree with you, John, and your point that C-Rod gives you that same sort of ballast that
he runs
Brian
a little
Robinson
hard.
Gives you. Yeah,
he runs
does.
angry.
And McNichols has been in the run game, which is good. In the short and intermediate route, he's twitchy, which is also good.
Yeah, he is.
But at the same time, we are going to really, really struggle on running this ball tomorrow. And the battle plan for me going into this game is you have to stop this run. We need to see more from this defensive line, more than ever. We need to get to Will Levis. He will throw you a ball. That is a certainty. But at the same time, we have to just keep him contained in the pocket and take him down. It's time for the likes of your edge rushers, your Fowlers, your Armstrongs. We need to see them play a game. Johnny Newton's gone very quiet. Deron Payne missing. I know he's double teamed. I get that he's doing a lot of the dirty work. Yeah. But since we paid him, I'm not seeing the Deron Payne we saw.
If he's double teamed, somebody else is coming open. But they're not. Mm-hmm. You're right. Newton has gone quiet.
Yes,
somewhat.
Yam. It is going to be a dome, or at least a retractable roof. But yeah, they've already said that.
Because you got to have grass, and I think the elements. We'll get to that later. But
you can still have grass in a dome.
I know you can. You can have one of those things they have in Arizona where they take it out.
The other thing I wanted to pick up actually was a bit of a pet hate of mine.
Scott
I've been watching.
Fuck all this. Talk about
grass. No. It's about grass. It's about that. I don't want to hear any more shit about this field being terrible and the grass is picking up and it's cutting up everywhere. Is it really that bad? I mean, I don't think it's that bad anymore.
It's not bad at all.
They've invested a lot of money in this field, from what I'm led to believe.
Yeah.
True,
And
but you know what?
we're still
The
getting
field's
shit.
been good. The weather's been good. Now it's
Commentators,
gonna get cold.
commentators are still giving us shit, and I'm looking at some of these fields around the NFL, and they're terrible.
For a grass field, it is well above average.
I think it's all right. I don't play on it, but field's a field. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Field's a field, man. I've seen them play in Mexico City where there's gopher holes and shit.
well, I've seen it when they used to spray paint it green to
They
make
played
it.
on a soccer field in England one time where a guy for the Dolphins punted and the ball landed in the dirt and stuck because it was so soft and wet. It didn't bounce. It just stuck in the ground like an unexploded bomb. That was one of the early games in London. All right, I wrote down grass, and I'm not sure why, and I'm thinking there's a double entendre there, but I'm not going to go into it. All right, my battle plan, the way to win this football game, turn the ball over. Give it to them. I mean, excuse me, not give it to them. Take it away from them. Will Levis will give it to you. Stop Tony Pollard, all right? Fuck these guys on the outside. I know that they can burn deep. If you get in Will Levis's head, and he'll give it to you 2 or 3 times. Don't get beat over the top, but don't give it to him either like you did last week. Don't play scared of fucking CeeDee Lamb like they did last week. They played fucking terrified of him. Just don't. This is the goddamn Titans. Treat them like they're the fucking Titans. Go out, take care of business. All right, I'll tell you what. Jesse, go ahead. There's more battle plans to this. I know you've got more. Go ahead.
Yeah, and the defense is getting to Will Levis. Don't let them go over the top because he does like to throw the ball long, and he does have
He'll hit them.
When he has time, he will hit them. So you have to attack Levis and contain Pollard. Good God, do not let him run all over you. I mean, that's just. I think this is going to be a good game.
There's a minute.
For Wagner.
Minute left in this. A minute left in this game. It's 17-19 to the Chiefs, and the Raiders are at midfield.
All right. Well, I'm 26 seconds ahead of you, and no, they're not.
Okay. Thanks,
I'm not
John.
going to tell you what's going on, but it's
You
good.
just ruined it.
Sorry, I'm not ruining it. They're not at midfield anymore. How about the way the Bears blew it yesterday? Can you believe that?
Oh wow! Well,
My
Eberflus is
God.
gone, hasn't he?
Speaking of things that should have happened in February, Eberflus is fired. What a fucking moron. Who was it? Was it Paul Redfern, my friend Redfern, Bukarski, something like that, said that Eber means a brave boar, right? A boar, as like, a fucking wild pig.
Boar, yeah.
Right. And flus means fluid. So to me, Eberflus means pig shit. And that's the last Eberflus joke I'm going to make.
Yeah, he's gone
because
now.
fired. Oh my.
Okay, I've got 15 seconds on the clock.
My shit
Yeah,
fucking,
you keep
I got
watching
11
there, bud.
seconds on the clock.
Look, now watch. Look at your head up.
Okay.
Sorry about that. All right, so let's see here. Battle plans. Scott, you got to know one of our battle plans for us?
Just catch the fucking ball, and we need to do something on offense. It's been 3 games now where we haven't got anything going whatsoever on offense, and it's destroying us. And I don't
catch the ball. That would be different. That would be. We'd be having
Yes,
a
it would.
different
You're right.
conversation.
100%.
We just seem to. I mean, we had a miracle play last week, and I mean, Jesse was in his car. I was in the stream listening to Bram Weinstein talking, thinking to myself, "Oh my God, I've got to watch this back." Terry on a miracle again. The second time we nearly got bailed out, and you're thinking to yourself, "Okay, where's this come from?" Because there isn't receivers out there catching the balls, tight ends dropping balls, and you think to yourself, "Come on, man, just get something going on offense, sustained drives." Take time on the clock. In these games we've lost, even in the Bears game, if we go back to the Bears game, we have lost time of possession in every one of the games. It's important to win that time of possession and keep the defense fresh, because they're getting to the middle of the fourth quarter and completely gassing out.
All right. You're right. I mean, I blame that on the offense not being able to stay on the field in any capacity whatsoever. We go 3 and out more than ever right now. And that's going to bring me up to our next segment.
Oh
I'm
my
going to go
God,
first.
are you fucking serious? God, how stupid the fucking Raiders are. Anyways, all right.
Anyways, so we're going to go to Man on a Mission. By the way, that picture in that little thing there is Revo. So we're not going to let last week get in our head, Revo. And we're not going to let last week get in our head, McGee. We're going to go down and make some fucking hits and cause a turnover this week and redeem ourselves. But my man on a mission this week's got to be Jaden Daniels. It's got to be Jaden Daniels. Dude, don't let them fucking take you out of your game. I think that the Eagles, I think that the Steelers, and I think that the Cowboys took him away from his game. Look, I think that he did the right thing in a lot of situations. Like Jesse just said, if these guys catch the ball, it's a wholly different situation. And it's not just if they catch the ball. And I'm looking at you, Noah Brown. I know you're watching. On that deep shot down the sideline, people have said that, he shouldn't have thrown it or this and that, or it was a bad throw. It's a one-on-one throw against a practice squad cornerback. Noah Brown, cut that fucking route off and make that catch. I mean, you just let him take position on you. So, Jaden Daniels, keep doing what you're doing, but do it a little bit quicker. Make your reads a little bit quicker, because it seems to me in the last 3 weeks, granted, we knew he was injured. I don't think it was last week at all. I don't think it hampered him at all. But he seems a little more tentative on his reads, like he's rushing things a little bit. He's a little more panicked on his reads. Steelers, Eagles, okay. Cowboys,
I'll bite back just a little bit on the Steelers. I thought he played really good against the Steelers. Yeah, they contained him.
What I'm saying is that their defense
he had receiver
is
issues.
showing him things.
Yeah,
right.
He had receiver issues during the Steelers game. I mean, that's but yeah.
What I'm saying is the Steelers took away his running lanes, and the Eagles took away his running lanes. But the thing is what I'm seeing is where he was more comfortable making reads 5 weeks ago and finding the right man. Sure. He's a little more rushed right now. Anyway, go ahead, please.
Yeah, no, I agree. He is a little bit rushed right now. And sometimes you see him. I watched the game live last week, and you get a little bit different perspective than when you're watching it on TV, and you could see him sometimes a little bit unsure, and getting kind of happy feet in the pocket, and sometimes it takes him too long if he's going to run it. I know Max thought it was a QB draw, but I don't think a couple of those plays wasn't, where it just took him too long to run. I think if there's nothing there, go. And there was a couple plays where he could have had it, but he just got wrapped up because he held the ball
go out
to
his
long.
Right when he runs. Am I wrong in that?
Yep. Yeah, and he always throws out to his right as well.
All right, so if they take that away,
which is why honestly, the majority of his throws are out to the right hand side, which is why are you lining Terry McLaurin up on the left hand side? Seriously, watch it back.
Honestly, when you look at the targets that go to Noah Brown,
I've seen the stats. He throws to the left too.
He does, but
yeah, he does straight to the left. But the majority of them are obviously to the right hand side,
and the majority of those targets are to Noah Brown.
Who's on the right hand side. So you need to try and switch that up a little bit.
Yeah,
well, that the defense rolls their coverage over to the defense rolls their coverage over to Terry.
It doesn't matter if the number one cornerback. It doesn't. If the number one cornerback is gonna travel with Terry, then that's totally fine. Then that leaves Noah Brown open on the left hand side.
Well, it's the safety that you have to think about.
No, it's the safety. When I say roll over, they're rolling coverage over. They're rolling multiple people I know what you mean. Over there. Yeah. So
Brown should be
stepping up. You don't want him to throw over there.
Brown has failed in his job.
John is absolutely right.
He's had the most targets on the team, and he's not catching the ball.
And that was my point earlier in the podcast. I'm saying, please, McCaffrey, please, let's try to get him involved a little bit more, because he's the one that's running open, man. He's been pretty well out of the slot and is running open, and he's not getting the ball thrown to him.
This is what Scott looks like when he's irritated on the podcast, just to let you know.
I'm not irritated. I'm absolutely fine. I'm just listening. I'm just listening and I'm enjoying it. It's fine. No, I agree. I agree with
I want to see your wife spray you with more water.
No, man. She doesn't need to come in here and spray me with more water. That's for sure. That's what you get. That's what you get, John, when you talk through a program. So, yeah.
Well, as our good friend Scouse would put it, no brown is shite. No brown is shite. So
I don't think he's shy. I think he's just he's having problems.
His hands are
with
shite.
Drops. He's having problems with drops.
So okay, let me ask you this: throw this out in the water. Noah Brown's had a problem with drops. Zach Ertz has had a problem with drops. Is it something that's going on with the pass? Is there something that he's doing different? Is he spinning it too hard? Is he throwing it in too fast? I mean, we've seen McCaffrey have drops, and honestly, if that is
ball
the
hits your hand.
reason, then you receivers need to pick it up because he's throwing it right. All right,
The ball hits your hand, you catch the fucking ball.
That's right.
That's your job. That's your job. Catch the ball.
That's what you get fucking paid millions to do.
Yep.
You are known as a receiver. Receive. That's what you do.
And this goes for every pass catcher on that offense.
See, Yam's saying there, Ertz has been such a letdown. I don't believe that. He's
100,000% disagree.
He's scoring touchdowns.
He's having a really good year.
I think he's having a good
He's
season.
been fantastic,
but
actually.
The thing
he's had a couple
Ertz
of problems
is,
here and there, but not much.
The thing with Ertz is he's not. He's got no yards after catch.
He's never been that guy. He's never been that guy. Even in his younger year, in his prime, in Ertz's prime, he was never a yak guy, ever.
Okay, well, he's just a red zone threat.
Yeah.
No, he's
a first down threat.
And someone up the middle who can get you 5 yards, and that's probably about it. So basically, we've upgraded a little bit on Logan Thomas.
Let me put this back up there again. This is what Scott looks like when he's aggravated on the podcast.
I'm just not. Every point I've got is getting fucking shut down today. Jesus Christ.
No, the thing, it's his age as well. He's not really out there to be our big get yak guy. But when last week we had yak and fucking dropped it, fumbled. Look, as far as I'm concerned, and I'm what's his name? What's the guy's? Not our. It wasn't Sinnott that fumbled. It was the other one.
Yeah, Bates.
I can't remember your name right now, Bates. Thanks to Kettle One. But I'm talking to you. If you're going to have a fucking haircut like that, you can't fumble. I'm dead serious. That is the stupidest looking fucking haircut. That's like I'm a white guy from Southern California and I want a Patrick Mahomes haircut.
You're talking about your boyfriend's twin brother in Minshew.
Get out of here. My boyfriend's twin brother.
Gardner Minshew. They got the same fucking haircut.
I cut that guy after 1 week. I fell on the mustache once, and that was the end of that. But look, you can't have a haircut like that and fumble. That's just the end of it. Fix that shit.
Yeah, Yam, and to Scouse's point, both of you about the tight end position, Sinnott will be the guy. You're right, Scouse.
He's a future. Sinnott is a future. He's not he's not there yet. He's had some penalty issues.
I haven't really seen, honestly, as a team, I don't think the offensive line has caused too many penalties, and that includes tight ends with holds and things like that. I think we have been. I'd have to go look at the statistics, but if I had to bet $1 right now, I'd say we're in the top half of the league in fewest offensive penalties in that regard, like pre-snap penalties or
you might be right,
holding penalties. On the
but
line.
We've had them when we do get them. They've been at really bad times.
I blame that on referees.
Fucking
on the
goal
team.
line,
I'm an American.
Or red zone.
Scott knows what I mean. I'm an American.
I know
There's
what you
nothing. Nothing's fair if it goes against me, and that's it.
But yeah,
all right. Let's see. Do we have any more battle plans to discuss today? Nope. No, we didn't. We're on Man on a Mission. All right. So Jesse, who's your man on a mission?
I'm going to say Bobby Wagner. I think he needs to have a big game to help alleviate the Titans' run game and Tony Pollard. Man, that's the player that I fear the most on the Titans is Tony Pollard.
Agreed.
Who's their tight end? Do they have a decent tight end? Because we did get beat by that fucking
Hunter Henry.
No, Hunter Henry's up.
No, he's on the Patriots.
Yeah, he's.
I'm not sure who their tight end is. I'd have to check that out.
Last week that tight end was Schoonmaker. Is that what his name is?
Schoonmaker, yeah.
Look,
scoot over. Did you say?
What? Maybe I'm old-fashioned, but you don't get beat by a guy named Schoonmaker for God's sakes, unless he's in a scrimshaw competition where he's like making an etching on a whalebone.
So they've got Chris Okonkwo and they've got Nick Vanette.
And Jay Wiley.
Josh Wiley and Nick is on the depth chart as third, and it's Nick Vanette.
Well, I have Vanette third.
Oh, it's the other way around on ESPN.
Nick Vanette looks like a guy that you'd see that does wardrobe for an old 1960s TV show.
Okonkwo.
Yeah, I think he used to play for the Raiders. I think, if I'm not mistaken.
They cut him because Mark Davis couldn't say his name.
I mean, yeah, my man on a mission is going to be, I'm looking at you, 25. You have to have a game where you don't get targeted and don't get penalised where you turn your head. Because Benjamin St. Juste can have a game where 55 minutes he's having a great game. And then he has that one mistake where you go, you know what, we need to make sure that we need a play, so we'll throw it towards 25 and guaranteed to get a holding penalty or pass interference. And then you're like, well, why has he just done that? He can't seem to turn his head around.
Mike Davis has been rotating it in.
I know.
Emmanuel Forbes, you can't get on the field ahead of Mike Davis. Dude,
it's time to go. I mean, they're working players out, John. Do you know what I mean? They're working corners out. They're working running backs out this week. They've got a guy from Jacksonville. They've got Boston Scott as well, who came in at running back, and they worked out three corners. What does that tell you?
From the urban sports scene. Chicken.
Let's get the picture up there about Abner Wu's roast, John. If you can find it.
While John does that, I just want to kind of run some numbers. Will Levis, man, he's got a 67% completion percentage. That's not bad. That's not bad. But he also has only 10 TDs and 9 interceptions. Calvin Ridley averages 15 and a half yards per catch. That's pretty damn good. What you were talking about earlier.
The other guy, Quanqua, it's just like he's 17 points. He's almost 18 yards a catch.
Nick Westbrook at Keeney,
and he's been coming on lately, big time.
Almost 18 yards a catch. He's got 6 TDs. Calvin Ridley's got 3 TDs, and then you have Pollard that's running 4.3 yards per carry. He's got 4 TDs. So they got a few players, and unless you can knock Will Levis off his mark, he's gonna complete some passes.
I don't think I have a written up thing.
Have you not got the roast? No,
Scott
there
was
it is.
Brought to you by Abner Wu's Kitchen Technologies, Benjamin St. Juste roaster toaster, perfectly toasted and completely roasted every time. We're going to have to fix this, Benjamin, because, I'm getting about tired of and pardon me, I love this guy, but the Tim Meek. You know how hard it is to play great 90% of the time and have the worst play of your day come out and, well, dude, if it's the worst play of the day that sets up a touchdown, yes. I don't care anymore. The Benjamin St. Juste Roaster Toaster is what brings you Scott today, along with Abner Wu's Insect Variety Pack, which we all think is absolutely delicious.
The Titans should not be taken lightly.
Hell no,
I
they shouldn't
100% agree with you. Their defense is for real. For real.
It's number one.
How many times, though? How many times over the last 4 weeks have we played number one defenses?
All I can say is they're not number one after we play them. So, I guess that's good. Because the next one steps up. And then, so here we go. So our backs are against the wall. I think the playoffs are on the line on this game. Let's see. What have we got next on our
This is beyond code red, like I said from the beginning.
This is code infrared.
You want any shot of making the playoffs.
Ultraviolet.
You got to win this game.
Yeah, you have to.
If you lose this game, it's over. Pack it in. It's not even. You probably shouldn't even win any more games. Get better draft position.
Oh no, you don't tank.
Come on,
nobody tanks.
I'm not saying that I want to win every fucking game, but for the good of the team, I mean, what's the point of having 18th draft pick just because to win a couple other fucking
I don't
games?
think position matters. If you know what you're doing, I don't think position matters. You'll find the guy that you want.
And I trust Adam Peters to find the guy no matter what. I think this is a different. Drafting strategy and a different GM that can. It's actually an actual GM for a start, which helps. But
we did just give away multiple draft picks for a player that's not even played yet. So,
all right, let's see here. We do have to have a sponsor for you today, Scott, because we don't have one today, and I didn't have time to make one. So we'll just go back to an old classic: Abner Wu's Delicious Pork Anus. Abner Wu's Frozen Pork Anus. Mothers everywhere know to get that delicious restaurant quality at home with Abner Wu's Frozen Food. Stir-fried pork anus kung pao, and many more recipes will have your family asking, "Say, Mom, is it anus night?" Hey, pork anus, bat snout, horse testicles, and more. Available now in your grocer's freezer. Remember, moms, when the kids are hungry, nothing beats a plate of Abner Wu's delicious frozen pork anus.
And that's what I felt like eating right after that Cowboys game. Mo's right.
You usually stop at the
right.
grocery store. I know. I will say this for people that don't watch the mashup right after the football game, you miss Jesse going to the grocery store to buy his celebratory box of cereal and talking to everybody in the place. Hi, Bob. How you doing?
Mo is definitely right that Chiefs almost lost to Vegas. Divisional games are different, man. They are, and hopefully.
Well, yeah, but how did the Chiefs almost lose to the Panthers?
Well, that's true. The Chiefs are just a weird fucking team this year, man.
Their defense is what they are. But yeah, they are a weird team. How long can they keep up this stuff? I don't know.
How are we feeling? This is another question by Wole. How are we feeling about the season as a whole if they lose? Is your season outlook a good season or disappointing? Well, if you asked us this, in the beginning of the year, we all gave our season predictions.
You could have showed up on time,
In the beginning of the season, we were all in between probably about 7 and 11 wins, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Between probably 7 of us in our network.
Yeah.
But starting 7-2 and then not being able to get over, move forward with that. You start 7-2, you're automatically that's your playoff, but you're fighting for. You should be fighting for number 1 overall rankings in the playoffs.
So,
but then you lose 3 in a row. It hurts.
Max had
you got to.
Max had 11-6. Jesse, you were 9-8. Sorry, John, you were 9-8. Jesse, you were 10-7, and I was 7-10.
I think at this point, though,
I think,
looking at my
it is a
preseason,
disappointment.
go ahead.
Honestly,
If we lose this Sunday, I'll be very disappointed.
100%.
I think we're a better team than this team. I think that when you look at our offense in the first 7 weeks, now granted we're playing bad teams, but that's what the Titans are. Granted, they do have a good defense, but they are not a good football team. We made it look easy. We were literally unstoppable. We scored on how many straight possessions? It was crazy. A lot. I think it was just under a fuckload, according to the people at the Guinness World Record book. So we can do it. We're capable of doing that. And I think that even though we have some adversity with B-Rob being out and stuff like that, I asked this earlier, how comfortable are you with McNichols and Rodriguez as our backs? And honestly, I don't feel too bad with that. McNichols can catch, and he's shifty as hell, man. He can play that Eckler role. Maybe not as good, but he can play that Eckler role. And I think Rodriguez runs hard and runs angry, and when we give him the ball, he produces. So
I'm not a Rodriguez fan at all. I don't have any faith in him.
No? No faith. No faith. What do you think? He's not even there.
I don't. I think he's slow. He may hit hard. He had a good game against the Giants, and they were.
We don't call him slow anymore, Jesse. We call them mentally challenged, and that's just not nice.
I have a little bit more faith in McNichols because he did show that he could be that typical third down back, and he could even take the lead role. I'd probably feel more comfortable with him as a lead back than I would Rodriguez.
Okay. What about you, Scott? How do you feel about this?
What about the backs? I mean, do we know if Robinson's definitely going to be out? Or
He
is he
supposedly
starting?
is healthy. I mean, he practiced yesterday. I don't know what he did today.
Keim, I think, put out a tweet, said he is good to go.
Okay.
Well, okay then. So they will be your 3 backs. It'll be Rodriguez, it'll be McNichol, and it'll be
and Robinson.
B-Rob. So,
all right. Well, let's hope B-Rob can stay healthy throughout the entire game. All right. Let's do some predictions. Jesse, what's your prediction on this game? Let's hear it.
I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. If you are a betting person, I would definitely take the under. I want to say it's like 44.5 or something like that. But I think it's going to be a 20-16 type of game. A lot like the game. I think it's going to play out a lot like Dallas did. Come down to the end. Not a whole lot of scoring. And
when everything exploded.
Yeah.
For 40 points or whatever.
And I don't think we're going to win. I think we're going to lose 2016.
We're going to lose?
Yeah, 2016.
Oh.
20-16.
Tell me why we have this guy on the podcast.
It's his show, John. I'm going
podcast,
with
right?
I'm going with a win. Just I say just. It'll be very, very tight all the way through, and I think we come out 24-17.
Okay,
I think we'll end up there or thereabouts.
All right, I'm calling 27-13. 27-13. Okay. Yeah, I don't have faith in them scoring because I think Levis will give us a couple of turnovers, and I think that's where we see our big splash in the game on Sunday is that we will take the ball away. I'm going to call for 2 or 3 turnovers. And if we can do that, yeah, I think it's going to be a relatively easy day to coast. And I think that we will get the offense back on track against the number 1 defense in the league. They'll play a dirty, hard, and gritty football game. Now, dirty not as in, hey, look, do what you want to do out there, I'm not going to
think we do
right?
get turnovers, but I think this will be nervy, biting your fingernails with a couple of minutes to go.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. All right. So then I'll tell you what. Where's our music? We got to get our music going out. Music. Unless you guys have anything left that you want to add to the program. No. Well, what's up? Yeah. Tomorrow when we do our pick show, well, he'll have a wholly different fucking outlook. You watch.
Yeah, 100%. Right. He'll have a parlay on everybody scoring.
All right, let's see here.
Mo, you're right. She said, finally, guys, I'm thinking for JD5, but most importantly, I think the fact that Daniel Snyder is gone, that changes everything. Sometimes I think we tend to forget that, and now we're taking it for granted. Yeah, we do remember how miserable we
He's
were.
got a point.
Hello, welcome to my fandom.
Fans are fickle, right?
Fans are miserable.
Mo, there's fans out here like Scott down there on the bottom right there that don't remember what winning feels like.
I've never seen winning. Never seen winning. Never.
No.
So, he's relatively new to the fandom, and yeah, Dan Snyder is gone and is fan-fucking-tastic. But I'm tired of losing.
It is nice. I think it's time to get back on track. All right, we've lost 3 in a row. It's time to get back on track. I'm predicting a win, 27-13. I think we have a couple of takeaways. I think that we play a hard, rough, in-the-trenches type game, and I think we come away with it. It's going to sound like a hard-fought game, but I think Jaden Daniels comes through, has himself a nice day, and yeah, man, 27-13 is what I say. So we'll find out. All right, so tomorrow afternoon, what are we at? 4 o'clock in the afternoon tomorrow, fellas?
4 o'clock.
4 p.m.
The Bleeding Burgundy podcast. We'll pick Week 13 of the NFL. We'll discuss every game. We will make some really poorly informed bets. And no, Jesse, you just won a big parlay yesterday, didn't you?
Yeah, I got 2 of them, actually.
Yeah, there you go, Mister. All right, so this is the guy you listen to when it comes to making the bets, because Scott, he doesn't.
I'm not very good.
he gets on there with FanDuel and says, "Can I bet a shilling?" And they go, "What the fuck are you talking about? How about a tuppence? Can I bet a tuppence?"
I have no idea what a tuppence is or a shilling. I was not around then. It's been pounds. It's been pounds and pence since I was a kid, mate.
Pounds and pence.
Yeah, none of this Euro shite.
All right, then.
We appreciate everybody that was in the chat. Brian, Mole, Scouse, Yam, Mo, Brian again, and Scott, and Andy, and Scouse, and fucking everybody else. Polly.
Yeah.
Love you guys.
You know what? It's the season to say thanks to everybody.
It is, man.
And honestly,
thank you, everyone.
I love doing this podcast because it's an opportunity for me to sit down and talk some football. Period. And I love the fact that the audience plays around with us and plays back. I hope we give you some entertainment. And thanks all y'all for being around, man. Thanks everybody. And Scott, he's an Englishman. He doesn't give a fuck about Thanksgiving. He thinks, fuck it, we should still be in charge of the goddamn planet. We are the Navy.
I told you, it was a good idea. It just got out of hand, John. That's all it was.
We found out the world was round. Holy shit. We come back around and conquered ourselves. All right. We'll see y'all tomorrow at 4 o'clock. And then that's that.